Hello and welcome back to Creating Space. I am Martin Bone and this is episode 3. Today I'm speaking with two men who are personal friends of mine and also brothers. Lee Owens, the eldest brother of the Owens family, owner and director of Float Planet Liverpool, a wonderful holistic retreat space in the heart of the city centre, housing a number of state-of-the-art flotation tanks. A father of 3 and an all-round great individual on a mission of self-mastery and service to others. We've got Tom Owens, who is an independent football coach and an ex-football player who is offering private football training here in Liverpool and beyond. I've got to know Tom over the last couple of years, and he is someone I honestly love to share time with. His ambition and drive is immeasurable, and he oozes a natural positivity, not just for his vocation, but for life. The lads have got a lovely story to tell, and it felt really honest and relaxed just speaking about life, leadership, coaching, self-care, and losing their father. They are very grounded and down-to-earth lads, making their way in the world. It lights me up seeing them succeed in their endeavours. I'm sure you'll enjoy this one. Let's get into it.
I love doing yoga, I love doing a couple of classes a week.
Allow us to journey into these altered states.
It really whacked me psyche though, big time.
If you just sit reading books, it's the shadow because you're not going to be in your body.
Welcome to Creating Space, bringing people together. Real conversations with real people, telling stories and sharing our gifts right here in the heart of Liverpool, inspiring new ideas, education and co-creation.
Choose a challenge that lights you up and is going to make a difference in the world.
Creating Space.
Sponsored by the Scouse Guru app.
Got a great interview today with two brothers here in the studio, personal friends of mine and great fellas, Lee and Tom Owens. My name is Martin Bone and welcome to Creating Space. What's happening, lads? How are you getting on?
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
I really just want to express my gratitude actually for you guys being here. It really does mean a lot. You guys have got a great story to tell, and I've been watching closely the work that you're both doing here in Liverpool and from afar, on social media and things like that. And I just love seeing people that I love making their way in the world and holding space for service to others. And that's what it's all about, for me. Individually and collectively stepping up and sharing your talents with the world for the benefit of others. I think it's awesome. I'm sure the audience is going to enjoy this talk. So thanks for being here. Welcome to Planet Yoga. I just want to start with you, Lee, straight away. I want to take this back. I want to take this back in time to around 2000, 2002. I was about 17. You were about 15. And we'd met previously, through, I know a friend of ours and as a family member of yours, Thomas Field. But it was around that time when we started to go out a lot more and getting into Liverpool, and I want to reference the 051 here, do you know what I mean? Because it was a massive step in my life. It was a sort of initiation really, coming out of school, coming out of college, and then going to this club, the 051, which everyone was talking about, and yeah, you were there with Thomas, and we just had this bond straight away, didn't we? And we've known each other since, and we're talking this is 20 years ago now. So let's go back to that. How was that for you? Going to the 05, getting into the club and seeing at that age,
scary, really. Yeah. When I look back, I was 15.
Yeah.
In a nightclub. Still in school, to be honest. Sneaking out, telling my mum I was in young under 18s race, staying in Tom's, but yeah, dressed in big baggy clothes that didn't fit me, and a pair of school kicks. So yeah.
Do you remember it well, going the 05?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it was. I was small as well, do you know what I mean? So it was when you're in a nightclub and it was a little bit scary at times, a bit daunting, but obviously at the same time you were cool because you were going out to a nightclub because you were 15, so yeah.
You felt safe, didn't you? You know what I mean? And you obviously you and yourself and your Thomas, just very well known lads in Liverpool anyway. So there was always a lot of people in and around the club and in and around that sort of way of life that you felt like you were safe. You know what I mean? I remember actually the first time going to 05 and I could feel that fear myself. But there was just them butterflies, that excitement that you were going into something. It was almost like you were getting ready for like a fight or something or an event. It was massive, wasn't it? And I remember, being outside of the club and just feeling this energy that I don't think I've ever felt. And, wasn't sure if I was going to get in. And, and then there's the bouncers like, you're in. You pay your money and you're throwing the money across the counter. And I remember running down the stairs and just for the first time, because it was downstairs, wasn't it? You went downstairs and there was like this mist.
Once you got on them stairs,
it was just that was it,
you got in.
The energy was insane, and again, I think it was the first time I'd ever really felt a collective energy in that way. Do you know what I mean? And it was all we lived for, wasn't it? Especially for a couple of years. And obviously the club and scene changed in Liverpool, and our love for dance music, going to the society. Going to the Mask, which is now Circus.
The Warehouse Project.
Yeah, the Warehouse Project, all of that kind of stuff, and then many great years in Ibiza. I think we went to Ibiza for like 10 years on the bounce, didn't we? Do you know what I mean? And,
At least.
And some nourishing times there, and I think there was something collective about being with the boys, having fun, growing up together. Being mischievous, chasing girls, all that kind of stuff. But we all had a really, we had a taste for dance music, didn't we? There was that sort of beat of the drum, and we were all into like house music, tech house, and we were seeking out certain nights out, weren't we? Whether it was in Ibiza or whether it was in Manchester or Liverpool.
Sankeys as well.
Yeah, man, there was some great nights, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And I hold them close to my heart, and I still get my feet on the dance floor, when I can, because I feel like it's medicine for me. But I know life's changed for you a lot, Lee, over the probably the last 5 or 6 years. You've become a father. Yeah. You've got 3 kids. And obviously you now own your own business, on Dale Street, which I'm really excited to talk about. So yeah, it's been a great ride. There was a lot of football in there as well, wasn't it? So let's start tapping into that, like what happened, and around the time of growing up in Liverpool, going through your 20s, playing football. Talk to me.
So played football since we were kids. Always played football. Was convinced I was going to be a footballer. Up until the age of, 18, 19 when I was released. I played for Wigan after I left school. It was up until that point I actually did genuinely think I was going to be a footballer. And obviously the city as well, being a football city.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was a weird time for me really, growing up, leaving school, going into football, doing it for 2 or 3 years, and then sort of getting to the end of my contract at Wigan and then getting told that I wasn't good enough for them at the time. Yeah, and that sort of took the stuffing out of me. Yeah, for like probably about a year or two. Instead of it, I went back playing an amateur with me mates locally, Lucas Sports. Where we used to meet in the
I remember, in
the Pascal Paylands afterwards.
How was that though, sort of playing at that level, and then there's a feeling of being demoted, isn't it? You know what I mean? How was that on like your confidence levels and things?
Yeah, it was hard. It was tough. It was ego, pride. Yeah. Just the arrogance that you have when you're younger, even in school. When I look back at school, last couple of years in school, it was wasn't interested because I was like, I'm going to be a footballer. Yeah. That's my life. I'm going to play football. School doesn't matter. Still had a little bit of that arrogance, which is also, the gang of lads who are younger than me, they're all footballers. They all played for Everton. Couple played for other different clubs, Accrington, and they were all good footballers. So that when you're in that crowd as well, that keeps
all leveling up together,
reinforces what you're doing already. So. It took the stuff out of me, to be honest. Yeah, it was around the time as well, 2005, when Liverpool won the Champions League, Istanbul. So it was really, really mixed emotions for me, because it was like, I'd just been through on the football skip, if you like.
Yeah.
And Liverpool had just won the Champions League. And I still remember to this day, my mum getting Thomas and Michael and going, let's go and watch them with the cup. They brought the cup back to Liverpool, and it's like the whole city was there. The parade. I watched the actual match and went into town after it, and everyone was on the streets. I've never felt anything like that in my life.
Amazing money.
But when my mum asked me to go to watch the parade, there was something in me, and I was just like, I'm not going. And it was because of the heartbreak, really, of like, even though Liverpool Football Club has nothing to do with my football, it was just like, I don't know, I was just really confused at the time.
Yeah, felt a connection that was
just, I was still a little bit angry, maybe, probably a lot jealous, do you know what I mean? Just thinking like, because I had this idea of being a footballer and what would happen, and I stayed at home and didn't go.
Yeah,
which was, but you made sure this time when we won it last year.
That you went.
I took my kids and I went, and I enjoyed it, and I remembered the time in 2005 when, like, you know, where I was after the heartbreak of being let go by Wigan, to go and enjoy it, and my lad on my shoulders watching them. So it was
lovely.
Yeah.
What was the then move then, you know, for you? Obviously, you know, you were letting go from Wigan, and you know, you started playing, you know, sort of locally.
That was to get me confidence back, really, because I used to go and watch the lads, like Tom would be playing for Lucas Sports, and I'd go and watch them, and I'd be, come on, are you getting your boots on, are you going to play? And I'd be like, nah, I'm just going to watch. I was watching because I was scared, because I remember thinking, if I play with these now, and I'm not that good,
don't want to feel that rejection.
What level am I at? I was scared to know where I was. I wasn't sure. And then obviously I got back into it, built my confidence up, and then that sort of reignited me. I went and played semi-professional football then until last year.
Yeah, nice.
Which I really enjoyed. So, but I did have that little 18 months, 2 years lull of confidence, and just completely shot of it that I needed to build up. But I was watching me mates play footy and going, no, I don't feel like playing.
So you were semi-pro, I think you were playing over in Wales, is that right?
Well, that Vauxhall Motors at first.
Yeah.
So I ended up with Vauxhall Motors, which is just over the water. That's like a conference, we were in the Conference North at the time, boss team. Just loads of, just full of scouts, to be honest.
Good lads, all having
just
a laugh.
All good footy
all
players,
bevy, all like going out.
Yeah, just playing cards on the coach,
Yeah.
Gambling, losing all your money before you got home after games. But yeah, but that was that. Yeah, that's like
Boss time of your life, yeah.
No, brilliant, yeah.
And you talked about semi-pro. So what were you doing in the meantime for like work-wise and things?
So after I got let go from Wigan, I had about a year just in a bit of a rut in the house. Because I had a chip on my shoulder. I had like a bit of an arrogance. So it was like, if my mum said to me, "Go, you need to go and get a job," I'd be like, "What job?"
Yeah.
Because like I had dreams of being a footballer. I'm not going cleaning toilets. And I had that little bit of arrogance and cockiness, and so what ended up happening is I got to the point where I was just like, I do need to get something done here, and I just ended up looking at job websites and come across this kitchen surveyor advertised job. Don't even know why I sent my CV in, to be honest. Just sent it in. This guy rang me, interview. It was to train up to be a kitchen designer for social housing contracts. I think what actually got me to send my CV in was because it was a company car, company phone, company laptop. I was thinking I could do with a bit of these little perks right now, do you know what I mean? I'm not feeling too good. And I went to the interview and the fella just took to me straight away. He was just like, rang me up that night, can you start on Monday?
Nice.
So it was Friday. And that was that then. I sort of went on that journey from when I was like 21 up until last year, 18 months ago, until I stopped doing that. Yeah. I was like, I started off working for a surveying company for a couple of years, and then I went self-employed on my own, which was up and down. So there was good times and then bad times, and then towards the end I was working for a company before I jumped on Flow Planet with
you let go, didn't you? And you know, I remember at the time you were spinning a lot of plates, weren't you? You know what I mean? And then just over probably the last 12-18 months, you know, you starting your own business, which I'm really excited to be talking about in today's conversation. You know, you've just now channeled all your energy into this sort of, you know, you almost put all your eggs in one basket, really, but this is the basket, isn't it? You know, and certainly seeing you grow into the business and what you're already doing in Liverpool, with regards to the you know, the space that you're holding, and the service that you're providing is incredible. And yeah, I for one have dived into the magic that you're offering, and I'm looking forward to sharing it, with the people who are listening today. So let's bring Tom into the conversation. Tom, how are you getting on?
All right, yeah, all good.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So there's a football sort of nature in the family here, isn't there? You know what I mean? I know yourself. You went to America around what was about
2010.
Yeah. How old was you at the time?
18.
Yeah. So you've obviously had a bit of a different ride then, haven't you? You know, going over to the States. How did that unfold for you? What was that all about?
Yeah, well, I'm listening to Lee talk there, and up until 18, very similar to Lee, really. So went to Preston when I was 12, and then at 16 moved there. So left Liverpool, and then so I lived in Preston for 2 years, and then didn't get offered the professional contract. So a similar story to Lee. I think Lee's story, and maybe subconsciously me just watching Lee and his coping mechanisms with how when he got released, and it kind of, I was lucky in that way. I had kind of a strong insight as he was going through that, to watch that unfold in front of me. And even though I was young at the time, I was probably learning quite a lot, and definitely learning quite a lot. So when I got released at 18, I didn't take any time off at all or anything, and which I think might have come from me watching Lee get released and then take a few months off and kind of like, at a crossroads for a while, whereas I was like the opposite. So I don't know whether that was relevant to Lee's situation, but as soon as I got released, straight away I was looking for the next opportunity,
like a springboard for you to move.
Yeah, and obviously I was devastated, like, so I was similar to Lee. I was quite confident that I was going to get a contract, and I know when the decision was going to get made on you were getting told positive feedback, weren't you, from players and coaches about potentially getting a contract.
Yeah.
It was similar to me. I was like, you'll be all right, just keep
gonna
working
get
away, you'll be okay, stuff like that. So you start...
Sometimes false promises, innit?
Yeah, you start buying into these things, and I start feeling like, what, I'll be all right.
I'm in here. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you have a meeting, and it's like, Tom, there's no contract for you, and it's just like, what? I remember ringing Lee as soon as I got out of there, right? And it was just like... And I think Lee's words to me on the phone was like, what's next? Right away. And I don't think Lee had that conversation when his situation happened. And I rung Lee right, and I was obviously crying. I was like, listen, I didn't get my contract. And Lee was like, so what's next?
Yeah, okay.
And so that was massive for me.
Words of wisdom.
Yeah. I'm sure over the conversation that'll be a common theme, is that kind of following Lee's situations and stuff that's happening with Lee, not knowing it but always watching. And now I get older and a little bit more wiser, I'm starting to realise that I'm just watching all the time, and it's helping me a lot, really. So at Lee's expense, because he's going through all the stuff first, and I'm just watching it all, and then me and I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Or like, all right, yeah, I'll do that. Actually, that looks like that's worked out for Lee, so I'll do that one. So at Lee's expense, but like...
And you went to America then, didn't you? So
then straight away got offered a scholarship in America, and then probably it all happened quite quick. I think I spoke to my mum and Lee, and I was like, this opportunity is there. And then I think in 2 weeks' time, it was just, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks later, I was on a plane.
Yeah, wow.
Going to start a journey in America, and it was fast.
Yeah.
Don't really remember dwelling on it for a while.
Just went with it.
Yeah, just quick, and
It did happen fast.
It was super quick, wasn't it? And even now, I'm just like, I don't know. Now, probably because of how analytical I am now, I'm almost like as if you know too much when you get older. But you look at, you kind of like, when you're making decisions, things go through too many filtering systems. Whereas back then, I didn't even have any filtering systems. I was like, I want to go.
That's it.
And I'm going.
Yeah.
And that was it.
No fear, no managing risk.
No.
Just went, right, I know what I'm in. There's I think being young at that time and having a thirst for the game, and just using Lee's story as an example, and to go, okay, what's next? I'm in, jumping on planes and going over to the side of the world. I know you went to the USA. So how did that unfold?
Yeah, so I got there and I ended up doing a 4-year scholarship, and it was good. It was a lot different. Obviously, my intentions going over there was to be a professional footballer still. So I thought I was going to go over there, and I thought in my mind the level's not going to be as good, so I'll definitely be a professional football player over here. And then 2 years into me studying, started to realise that I wasn't doing very well with my studies, and I was close to dropping out of school, to the point where I had to get one of the assistant coaches had to come and knock on my dorm room every day to take me to the library to make sure that my studies were going up.
On.
So we had to watch me do my homework, because if I'm being honest, I was from 18 to 20, I was playing FIFA, I was drinking, partying, playing footy. I was with 10 English lads. I mean, it was like the dream. It was like going to Malia, but for 4 years, you know what I mean? It was like intense lads holiday. And then 2 years in though, when I was going to fail out, and how it works in America, that if you fail out of your, or if your studies drop below a certain level, you can't step on the football pitch. So quite a good system really that helped me a lot, because I realised that
level up.
I'm going to have to level up here education wise if I want to continue playing football. So that system helped me. So then 2 years in was when kind of probably a light bulb switch, where I was like, okay, I might not be a footy player here. It's probably the first time I'd considered not being a professional footy player. And I was like, I might not be a footy player here, and I might have to start looking into other things. And I always remember my coaches at the time in America, and I've thanked them as of late, but at the time I always remember them trying to encourage me to have other hobbies. I think it was, now I look back, I think it was their way of being like, listen, like, you know, you are where you are. They just didn't want to tell me the cold truth of like, you're in America, you're English lad, there's a reason why you're here, you know, you're not unbelievable as football or as good as you probably think you are. And, you know, encouraging me to take up other hobbies and have other interests, whereas for a long time I was just like, nah, I'm not interested in anything else, I want to be a footy player. But then the penny dropped 2 years in, and I was like, I'm going to have to take studying a bit serious here and start looking at other avenues in case football doesn't work out.
Because there's a fine line here between like belief and just going after your beliefs and the things that you love to do, you know, and then look, being real as well, you know what I mean? You know, sometimes the truth is like you're good, but you're not good enough. Do you know what I mean? And I suppose that happens for a lot of footballers now. Like they believe they're better than maybe they are. And there's, you know, we have to chase our dreams and we have to go after our belief systems, and it helps us to be the best version of ourselves, or to be the best football player that we can possibly be. So there's a fine line, isn't there, between like continuing to believe and going all the way, but there's also elements of maybe denial in that, and you know, of understanding that actually I'm not as good as maybe I think I am. What other options have I got in the world? Do you know what I mean? So, you know, so you stayed in America. I know you were there for what, 7 or 8 years?
7 years done,
yeah.
So 2010 I went, 2014 I graduated with my undergraduate degree in business management, and then I stayed on an extra visa for a year, 12-month visa, worked in Cleveland, Ohio, coached for the team that I'd graduated from where I'd done my studies. And then my visa ran out, so then I was looking at options to stay in America. So then I ended up going to pursue a master's degree because it was going to give me another 2-year visa. So then I went to Illinois, so I moved just to a place, didn't know anyone. Didn't have any contacts there, just a whole new...
fresh start, meeting new people, going into the unknown.
And I think like back then, now I look at it now, I used to just do things, whatever I wanted to do, and I'd just go somewhere where, you know, didn't know anyone. And but looking back at the network and the people that I've connected with from going on and taking up on these opportunities, like a lot of people when they're in America, they come home every summer. They come home to just be with the family and work, whereas I never came home. And it wasn't because I didn't miss my family, it was just like, I was just out there hungry, with my eyes open.
Saying yes to the world.
I was going in different environments, playing for different teams, meeting different people, whereas now, me running the business and like just like the contacts that I've got now across the world, because I made that decision in them 7 years, is starting to pay dividends really now.
It's when you look back in it, you know what I mean? You know, you're in this position, you know, you bring it to the present moment, and then you look back and you connect the dots and you think, wow, I made them decisions, but them decisions are really serving me now in the world, because, you know, again, you're talking about connections and, you know, and relationships, you know, all around the globe, which is obviously serving you where you're up to today. So let's sort of bring this into the, you know, towards the present moment. I know you come back from America, having, you know, completed a master's in July 2017, is that right?
One, yeah.
And so you've only been back, what, 2.5 years? Tell me the first initial sort of integration period when you come back, because I know it wasn't so great for you at the start, but I'm really looking forward to you know, listening to where you are now today. So
July 2017 I got back, and then I thought, because I had a master's degree and because I'd been the captain of every football team that I played on, and I had a lot of success on the pitch, that I was going to come back and just walk into a top job and all that other stuff. And that wasn't the case, and it ended up turning out from July to around December time. I was doing afternoon coaching at a primary school. So I was basically like a PE teacher, like covering PE teacher. I was doing night shifts at a factory called Pronovus Actrion in Speak. So I was doing a 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. night shift 3 times a week. And I was playing semi-pro football as well. So yeah, I mean, that was a tough transition for me, because I was just like, you know, I'm better than this. I can provide more value than this, or at least I thought I did.
Yeah.
And so I had this like perception that I could provide a lot more value to the world than what I was doing, and so that was very humbling for me to be in bouncing between those jobs, and then there was a period there where I thought, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, this isn't what I've come home for. Yeah. It was great to see the family and everything, but I weren't progressing in myself, and like I had been while I was in America, and I started looking into a job in America. So before I left America, I got offered a coaching job, and I turned it down to come back home. When I was here for 3 or 4 months and things weren't going the way I wanted them to go, I decided to get back in touch with that employer, and I was like, listen, you know, things aren't really as smooth as I want them to be in Liverpool. I'm looking at coming back to America. I remember seeing you in the gym. I don't even remember that conversation.
I do remember the conversation.
And that was a big moment for me, that, and it was just passing, wasn't it? We were just getting changed, I think, in the David Lloyd here in Liverpool. And
I remember the comment you made, actually. Did you want, you know, spit it out?
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Let's share with everyone, though. Well, I'll just share very quickly. You know, Tom came over to me, and you know, I think it was a passing moment, and he said, it's shit here, isn't it? And for me, life isn't shit. You know what I mean? Life is awesome, and I've really designed an incredible life, you know, around the things that I value. I feel like I've got incredible purpose and meaning here in Liverpool. I know my roots. I know the things that light me up. And so, you know, and it's such a mantra, isn't it? People just go, oh, shit in here. And they're just saying stuff. They don't even know why it's shit. They're just spitting it out. And I'm in a place of confidence in my life, and actually I love you as a person, you know, and as a brother, you know, and I've shared some really nice moments with you, and I just called you out, didn't I? said, well, what shit about it?
Big time,
and you didn't have the answer, did you?
Oh, I hated it. It's horrible. Even now, it still doesn't make me feel good, but the way you responded, but I needed it.
Telling me, I was just so bony. It's just Liverpool. He's just absolutely sorted me.
It really whacked me psyche though, big time. Like if I ever needed that. And it wasn't a long part. You didn't give me a lecture. Yeah. It was literally a sentence or two. But it shook me up big time. That. Nice. And it made me think how I was on autopilot. Yeah. Made me think how I was regurgitating other people's programs and how other people see the world. And I was just, because if I would have said that to anyone else but you, they would have agreed with me. Yeah. And the conversation would have went how I wanted it to go.
Reaffirms, you know, the mantra, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I'd probably be in America now, really, being honest, because that's where I was going. That's where I was in heavy conversations of, listen, I need to get out of here. And when I was telling other people, they were like, what are you up to, Tom? And I'm like, I'm telling them what I'm doing. And they're kind of like, oh, really, yeah. I'm like, yeah, but I'm leaving now. And they're like, yeah, get back over there. There's nothing over here for you. That's what everyone that I spoke to, pretty much, yeah. Besides from the people really, really close to me. Yeah.
Including your brother?
Yeah. And everyone I spoke to, there's nothing here for you. Everyone, nothing here for you. It's better over there. There's nothing here. That's shite. Crap. Nothing here. And then when I spoke to you, you were like, there's loads here. This is the boss place to be. It's one of the best places to be. And it's as good as you want to make it be. And because I remember I was telling you that I'm thinking about going back to America, and you were like, why? And that's when I said, shit here, innit? And you went, no. No, it's not. And I was like, isn't it? And that was the first time I was like, wow. And that was big for me, that, yeah.
Lovely.
And so then from there, that made started making me question stuff. And then I done, when I was doing it in America, I was doing my coaching. So I done, because I was coaching in a university team, I was doing some one-on-one sessions with the lads to try and improve them and get them better. And Lee kept telling me, try it here. Probably for a while, weren't you? And I was just like, I won't work here.
But knowing the gifts you've got as a teacher, as a mentor, as a coach,
I'm not sure what is it, why he was telling me to do that. But
I think I knew how good he was before he did. Do you you know, I just
know.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to sit here and think I knew where he was going with his business, but I knew he could make a good living.
Yeah.
Did never ever dream go to how far he's gone now with having coaches and
I think as well though, Lee, you were probably projecting your own ideas. You know, I know, you know, over the last couple of years, the last few years especially, there was a lot of change happening for you about, you know, mindset, attitude, personal developments. You know, life is what you make it. Definitely. You know, and really taking control and making some big moves. And so you were certainly, you know, not probably from an impersonal place, you're projecting your own stuff onto him, but from a personal standpoint, he was your brother. You probably like wanted him to be back, stay in Liverpool, and maybe a little bit longer.
That was,
you know,
that was the
family dynamic and
big reason. Even when he was over there, we used to speak a lot on Skype. It was Skype back then. There was no FaceTime, and I used to always want to say to him, "Come on," but then I'd speak to my uncles or other people, and they'd be like, "Oh, Thomas in America, yeah, he wants to stay over there.
Leave him be.
Leave him over there. He wants to stay over there. There's nothing happening here." And when people are saying it, and it makes you feel even more selfish to say, "Come on."
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what I wanted him to come home for.
Yeah.
It was just because he was my brother.
Of
and
course.
I was just like,
yeah.
"Oh, I think you should come home."
But you offered him a container, didn't you? Of like, you know what, you probably seen his potential.
Well, that was my window, really.
Yeah.
To act on my selfishness.
Yeah.
In a way, but in a good way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I knew I wasn't just putting him down a dead end thinking, "Oh, I want you to stay home and go and be a footy coach, by the way. You'll earn a couple £100 a week." It was like, I genuinely, like, since I've seen him coaching, it was just like, you've just got something. I knew how loud he was anyway. I grew up with him. Do you know what I mean? He's loud. Do you know what I mean? So he gets your attention. So I was just like,
fog over in the house.
But that's what it's about, isn't it? Inevitably, it's about capturing someone's attention. You know, it's about anchoring someone in the moment, inspiring someone, educating someone, you know, and really like holding the space for someone to be like, wow, you are demonstrating incredible qualities, like how to build character, how to be, you know, how to be a pioneer, how leadership qualities. And so you notice that growing up, you know, being, you know, the elder in the house, the oldest brother. And then since then, obviously, you know, Tom Owens UK and the business it is today. So what is unfolding with regards to the business and how does that look?
Yeah, I think even just to add to that, to the last topic there, it was like I use that concept now. So it was quite clear a couple of years ago that Ali believed in me well more than I believed in me. So now I use that concept now with our players when we're working with them. It's like listen, you don't need to trust yourself right now. Like, just trust me. I believe in you.
Yeah, lovely.
You don't need your trust right now. I believe you can do it. I believe we can get there. Right now, let's just go with my belief, and eventually your belief will filter in eventually down the road once you start doing it and building repetition and stuff like that. So me having first-hand experience of that concept, because Lee believed in my abilities and pushed me so much to like, listen, just do it. Just, what's the worst that can happen? Just try it. And then fast forward now, it's still obviously, you know, where I'd like it to be. There's always levels, but it started in a church with Lee's friend's son, Leighton, and it was in like a 10 by 10 at the back of a church. Done my first few sessions there, and probably making like a £5 an hour on the sessions, I think. But it was just a case of getting content for social media and letting people know that I offer that service. And then now there's 15 coaches. We've got half a Prescott Soccer Centre every day. We've got partnerships with different companies. We've got a couple of full-time staff. And it's exciting.
And how many kids are you seeing a day? Like
there's probably about 600-700 kids a month now that we see.
Wow.
Yeah, on a monthly basis. And they come in all different forms: one-on-one, small group training, team sessions. And then we've been to Ireland for a few coach education seminars. And yeah, just loads of really exciting projects and stuff. And then I also get to bring one of my full-time members of staff is my best mate, so it's just gave me so many opportunities to try and create the life really that I want.
Do you want a funny story as well? When we were sort of just talking about private coaching in England, and because when he was in America, he had like 60 clients, was it? There's 60.
It's just like a lot of the team, yeah.
It's like 60 clients doing one-on-ones, and in England, in Liverpool especially, there was no one really doing it. There might have been a few people, but it wasn't as big as it is now. I come across a lad who I know on LinkedIn, and he took a picture of his lad getting trained on a field somewhere, private coaching.
Yeah.
It was just the coaching. This lad getting trained, and I sent it to Thomas. I said, look, there's a market for it. There's people doing it. And fast forward, I don't know how many months it took. That lad's now actually training with Tom.
With Tom, yeah.
The same lad.
Nathan DeForo.
Yeah.
Wow.
In case he's listening, yeah.
Yeah, and I think, just sort of using that platform of social media, talking about your Instagram account, you're up there at like nearly 9,000 followers, and it's probably only been active for what, 12 months, 18 months.
Yeah.
So there's a massive amount of people now following Tom Owens UK. And there's a diversity of coaching methods that you're offering. So I know it's not just boys, it's women as well, isn't it? You know what I mean? There's girls, and it's one-to-one sessions, group sessions, and you're actually now working with high-profile players, aren't you? So give us an idea of who you're actually working with at the moment.
So Aaron Creswell, West Ham, is with us. Tony Duggan, England, Atletico Madrid. Name dropping here, like, was that where you want me to go?
Drop them, man. Bombs.
Lee Peltier, Victor Anachibi. We had Molly Green, Ella Toon from Manchester United, Anthony Gordon, Everton. Don't want to miss anyone out here.
Wow. I mean, there's some big, massive names, aren't they? Yeah.
The United Girls.
Yeah, Molly Green, Ella Toon.
And what are they buying into? What's your ethos here? Why Tom Owens UK? What are you doing differently? Or what are you offering?
It's a good question, yeah. I think through my experience of playing and all the coaches that I remember, and I've had millions of coaches from playing football for so long, and the coaches that I remember are the ones that really cared like so much for me and my development. And not so much like tactically they were unbelievable and they improved me loads technically, but just the ones I remember and the ones that stick out that I think really made a massive influence on my life are the ones that cared about me the most. And so I think when I started the business and offering the service, I had a keen interest to really help, and I feel quite strongly, like I needed me when it wasn't available to me really. So now when we're seeing 6-year-olds or 14-year-olds or anyone really who have 18-year-olds who are getting close to professional contracts at clubs, like I needed what I'm telling them back then. So so that drives me really. And so I think what the difference is, I think the amount of care and detail and the level of intensity of the training, and it's just consumed my whole life really, trying to figure out how I can help these people improve, and I think going on my own personal development journey and constantly collecting data from people like yourself and courses that I'm going on and books that I'm reading, I'm getting better. So I think as I've got better, the service has got better.
Lovely.
And the people who are working in the business and improving, and it's all been in correlation with my personal development. The better I get, the better everything else seems to be.
And this has been in a short space of time really, hasn't it? You know what, the last 18 months.
Yeah, when do you reckon was the Cardone? Grant Cardone needs a shout out to you.
Shout him out.
When was the Cardone?
No, it's a funny one.
You got the book.
Finger on, isn't it?
When did you get the book? Again, Ali went first.
Yeah.
Me and Michael let Ali.
Well, you introduced me to him through Sam Vale.
Yeah.
Through a video on YouTube, and I watched it with Lauren.
Yeah.
And it was just some crazy American, like the way that.
But he's got energy, hasn't he?
He's got so high energy, but it was off-putting, to be honest, because we're not really like that as in England and Liverpool are we, so we're a bit more introverted. So I couldn't really take to him at first, and I was like, you know what, his picture of the book was him sitting on a private jet.
Yeah.
On the
10X's is that one, is it?
Yeah, it's called Be Obsessed with the Average.
That's right, yeah.
So I just thought, you know what, I was into my book before
audio
that.
Books, wasn't it?
I was doing a lot of audio books, so I thought, you know what, it's just another book that I can listen to, so I got it, and you find out a lot about the person, don't you?
Yeah,
it's not just
absolutely.
what they're selling and about what you learn about how the life and I could relate to a lot of the things, and a few similar things that, like he lost his dad when he was young, stuff like that. I mean, you hear stuff like that, you think, oh, relate to that like that.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? So you take little bits of it. So, but I think that was at least 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, and because then it was him, and then I remember Simon Sinek.
Another big, powerful teacher, making some moves, throughout the internet.
We come across his video, and then...
It was a famous millennial video, wasn't it?
Was it TEDx now, or Tom Bilyeu?
Tom Bilyeu,
yeah. Yeah. Again, Tom Bilyeu, massive.
Yeah, brilliant.
I think like for me, is like, when I come across Cardone, I don't know why, I still can't explain it now, but I went like full heavy metal.
Yeah.
Personal development.
Yeah.
Like, I just like, it wasn't even like a slow, as soon as I'd listened to the first video, every morning I was watching his videos while I was eating my brekkie. I was listening to it in the gym. I was going to sleep listening. Like, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Just something must have just triggered me inside, and I was just like, I think maybe with him losing his dad at the same age I did, and then seeing what he's achieved in life, made me think I can't use that as an excuse as why I haven't got what I've got.
Yeah.
He's used it as a way to
as a
propel
springboard,
him. Yeah. And so I was like, if he's been through what I've been through and achieved what he's achieved, then sky's the limit for me. So I think, I don't know why, but I just went
He lit you up, didn't he? And obviously, as a byproduct of that is where you are today, sitting here with Tom Owens and the organism of and the dynamic of the business, which is growing exponentially and expanding in every direction, and like, this is, as you said, this is just the beginning, isn't it? You know what I mean? Things are unfolding for you, and who knows where you're going to end up with it. And I wish you all the best, and it's a great story that you're telling. And I think what you're talking about here, Tom, is the stuff that you're feeding yourself, and what are you feeding your psyche nowadays? People are still, maybe reading the paper, propaganda, listening to the radio, but listening to Radio City, you know what I mean? And no disrespect to Radio City, by the way. But it's, watching the news, and it's like our spiritual diet, I call it, you know what I mean? And so for you to use the internet, for you to use that social media as a springboard to be inspired, you know what I mean, to help you step up. And I know Lee was talking about audiobooks there, and I know for the time you were chewing a lot of audiobooks up, weren't you? And Napoleon Hill, and all that kind of stuff. And it's just this level of just being inspired on a daily basis. These small wins, these small pockets of insights have a massive impact on our being, and how we level up and how we actually step up and grow up into maturity. And very quickly, I want to touch on, you being that coach, you're offering a service now of maybe what you felt like wasn't offered at the time. Actually sometimes just putting your hand on a kid's shoulder and saying, I've got you. That level of presence and that attention to detail is powerful. And I think that's what we're missing in the West a lot of the time now, is just sort of being seen by elders, you know what I mean, and being heard and being supported.
It was a very, very, very recent story. I done a session a few weeks ago, probably a couple of weeks ago, and it was a Friday in Unscross of the Simpsons, and it was a group from Ireland come over for the session, so we delivered the session, and the goalie come out early. Must have just been there early, so his gloves on now. So I'm like, you goalie? And he was like, yeah, I'm a goalkeeper. I was like, he's right, so try and save this then. So it's a few footies at him, he's catching it. Oh no, sorry, before that, I skipped a bit there, the important bit. Before that I said, you're a good goalie? He went, not really, no. And I went, all right, let's have a look then, get in goal. And so it's a few footies, and he was catching the footies, so I was whacking it at him, half volleying it. He was catching all that, and I was going, you're all right, you're in goal, you are good. And then I started hitting a few shots, and he made a few saves, and then throughout the session, when he'd make a good save, I'd really highlight it. Just because of his attitude when he'd come in, it was very like, nah,
deflating.
I'm okay, goalie. You can tell people have been telling him he's not that great. And then I just was highlighting his stuff in throughout the session, not necessarily consciously, just doing it just to do it and trying to promote his confidence.
You're seeing the facts, aren't you? You know what I mean, and giving him praise where praise is due.
Yeah, and then literally 2 weeks later, like the last couple of days, we got a message on Instagram, and the lad must have found us on Instagram, followed us, and sent me a big long message saying, "Hiya Tom, it's Mustafa from the goalkeeper from the Irish team. just want to let you know, like, my performances have been unbelievable lately. Ever since you told me that you thought I was a good goalie, and no one's ever really said I was a good goalie or thought I was good, and this is just me and like passing conversation. I didn't really mean to touch the player's heart as much as it did, but I just naturally, you never really know who you're speaking to, and you never know what they need to hear, and so that really made me. When I told our coaches, I was like, I made a point of our coaches to say, listen, you don't know who's standing in front of you. Yeah. You don't know what they need to hear, and it might just be normal talk that we talk every day because we're used to it. But there's people out there who don't hear that information until a long time. So
that's a powerful
story. It made me realise that. Yeah.
We do, the power of being yourself and that level of enthusiasm, you know what I mean, and presence can almost save someone's life. Never mind save someone's career. Do you know what I mean? And as you said, even if you take this off the football pitch, you take this out of the coaching dynamic, and when you're just being a person, you know what I mean? Because it's all about people, isn't it? It's all about just coming together, being yourself, and just exploring your gifts and talents, and all of a sudden you're lighting people up just from that level of your own personal growth, with the stuff you've been tapping into. I just want to tap into something quickly here, and I hope you don't mind me talking about it. You're talking about like you lost your father, didn't you? And and he was actually on the football pitch, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. From what I understand. So let's just tap into that for a moment. What unfolded? How old were you? And what unfolded at that time?
I was 13, I think, 2001. Yeah, I think I was 13 before I was 14. So you'd have been what, 9?
9 going on to 10, yeah.
9 going on to 10, yeah. 2001. Yeah, so it was just an absolute shock to the system. Do you know what I mean? It was just out of nowhere as well. So,
it was on the football pitch, is that correct?
I used to play 5-a-side football every Friday night, 8 till 9. It was just a sudden heart attack. I don't know what the exact term was. There was like a term for it, but it was something to do with the valve being thinner than it should have been, and it was something that couldn't have been detected anyway, apparently. So yeah, I was just playing football, and it was just I bolted through. I was actually just round the corner from when it happened, just playing with my mates. And my mum drove past, and just like you said, your dad had an accident. It's just by chance just seen me on the road, and like just went round. Just thought he broke his leg or something, really. That's what you think. You don't think he's gone. He's dropped dead, do you know what I mean? Or a heart attack. And then he got rushed to the hospital and didn't pull through. And then, that was a massive shock to the system. And still, it's still hard to talk about it now, do you know what I mean? We don't really, it does get mentioned from time to time, but to go in depth about it, it's like, it's still, I didn't go through the proper, like the grieving side of it, and the counselling, if you like, the psychology to it and stuff like that. So
being 13, it's like it's
tough. Yeah.
It's I think we are sort of moving into we're moving into our teens, aren't we? We're moving into out of like boy psychology towards being a man, but to lose your own father, that elder who's obviously there. To hold the space and to guide you into manhood, that cord was cut, and so I'm guessing it was a very confusing time. You were probably very angry, and maybe a lot of suppressed anger in there. And also there was a lot of responsibility. You being the eldest, brother in the house, there's a level of how you had to step up into that role. Okay. How was that for you? Moving in towards your later teens and your early 20s.
You know what? It wasn't good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the anger that was harnessed in it, and the obviously the common thing people say to you is that you're the man of the house. But I was so far from being a man. Do you know what I mean? I was just literally out of being a toddler at 13. I was still a little idiot. Do you know what I mean? It's that sort of. Yeah, it was...
Accelerated things quick, didn't it? For you?
Yeah, it did. It's like... It's only in me recent, since I've had kids and maybe just before that really I've started to be a man. Do you know what I mean? Which is like... 10, nearly 12 years later than when I was asked to be one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, so that was a funny time of, it was not knowing how to navigate it and not knowing what to do with the anger.
Yeah.
And it'd come out in different ways, and but yeah, it was tough. Yeah, it was. I don't know how did you, do you remember the time like that? You were young, weren't you?
I remember being told. You told me, and my mum, me and our Michael at the same time, but I don't know how. I can't remember my reaction. I don't think it was an emotional one of crying.
I don't think you believed me when I told you.
It was just like all a bit like...
Yeah, it was just a bit fast and sudden.
It was like, really? Yeah. It was like, all right, now what? Like, I don't know what does that mean? And just like, no, I wasn't old enough to consciously, like,
of course,
process it all, I don't
How's
think.
It been like maybe growing into, you know, becoming a man? Like, do you think about him a lot? Like, does it come up in...
Yeah, I mean, especially when we introduced to Cardone and started talking about it, I do think about it a lot. I think about it in a way of, and obviously I've got a tattoo on my wrist, so I always try and, you know, times of difficulty or resistance, I always try and
feel into that spirit.
Try and go to it, and even, to be honest, the Kobe Bryant thing as of late was strange, and that shook me up as well, and that got me thinking about my dad again.
Yeah. Because he had kids, didn't he? You know what I mean? And I was 13-year-old. You know, she was in the helicopter with him. Like,
so I was thinking about all that stuff, and so yeah, but probably in the same boat as Lee in terms of probably, I don't know whether there's a right way to deal with someone passing away that closely, or if there's a counselling that people are supposed to go through. But if there is, we didn't.
He didn't get it.
We didn't get it. No, and probably, if I'm being honest, it's probably a big reason why we come and seek people like yourself to check into them feelings, and because, you know, I know that the work I do with you, you make us look at stuff like that.
Getting into the body a little bit more.
Whereas I wouldn't sit in ours and make a conscious choice to look at it. I'd rather just stay busy and not think about it.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest. So I think coming to you and exploring the float tank and meditation allows me to look at my life and reflect on some experiences and try and, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I do an unbelievable job of it. I don't think I'm anywhere near where I'd like to be mentally, but yeah, it's a process in it like anything else.
You know, and talking about meditation here and flotation therapy, which I'm really excited to dive into, is just that having this like essence of a stronger sense of awareness to be able to contemplate, to be able to review, you know, maybe our past or the way we behave as humans and the way we react out in the world, you know, certain paradigms and sometimes, you know, I like to call them, you know, sleepwalking. You just sort of in the world, you know, navigating life from a set of memorized behaviors and not really having that sense of awareness and that sense of presence to, you know, to be here and to navigate the world. And obviously, you know, you guys diving into like all matters related to the human experience, especially over the last few years, you know, with all the audio books, with all the meditation that you've been doing. And I know you come here to do yoga, the Planet Yoga, and you know, the seminars and the workshops you've been to, and having just each other, you know, there's a strong bond between, you know, the two of you. And let's not forget, you know, your youngest brother, Michael, the family dynamic tight, you know what I mean? And that's just, it's great to see, it's great to watch, you know what I mean? You know, how you've obviously stuck together, and I'm sure your dad would be really proud of the men you've become today, you know, and ways you're up to. And let's bring this into, you know, we're talking about a level of maybe understanding or going back and taking understanding what happened. I know you had a massive experience, Lee, didn't you, in a flotation tank, you know, with the and it took you back in time, didn't it? So, and it was probably a moment where you started to realise the power in the tank and in that experience. So just sort of move into that for a moment, and then we'll talk about Float Planet and where you are and what's going on for you today.
About the experience that I had. Yeah, it just took me back to the day. I think I'd done a class in the morning with Chris.
Yeah.
Sapien.
Right.
And it was a hip opener. And I booked a float just by chance in Manchester.
And this was before you opened your own business, wasn't it?
It was in the pipeline. It was, I hadn't floated before. Obviously, I'd agreed that we were going to do that with the centre with Michael. So I booked a float just by chance because I was working in Manchester that afternoon afterwards. So I had a job to do up there.
What's this float all about?
Yeah, but this wasn't my first float.
Yeah.
This was probably a few floats after, but I had the float and I had an experience. It was actually a mantra that you'd give me. I'm not sure where you'd give me it. I think it was a meditation. It was Who Am I?
Yeah.
And it was a Who Am I mantra. And I was having a float and I could feel my mind was a little bit busy because that's what happens. First 10-15 minutes you go into a float, you can be a little bit. You take everything. You take the outside world in there. The analytical mind still firing. Yeah, that's the right way to put it. And so it was fine. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a long float. This, and I was just like, I was sitting there and I thought, and I don't know why, it just come to me. Who am I? And I started saying it, and I was half conscious, thinking they're gonna be able to hear me outside shouting this. And I was like, going, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? And it just took me straight. It was as if I went back to being born.
Yeah, wow.
As like I could remember being born. And then it was like it took me to we've got like a video of me playing football in the back garden, and I'm saying play football with me dad, and I'm rolling on a football, and I could just see it crystal clear, and it's my dad videoing me in the back garden. I was like, play football with me dad, play football. I'm just rolling on this big basketball, and then the next minute it just took me to the night he died. There was something else that happened in between, but I can't remember what it was, and it just took me to the night he died, and it was just crystal clear. Everything from playing on the street with my two mates to me mum pulling up in a silver car with one of the lads who were playing football, jumping in the back. I could see my mum sitting next to me. Her face, she just looked terrible, and I was thinking, like, how bad can this be?
Going on here?
He's just broke his leg or something. He's playing football. Do you know what I mean? How bad can this injury be? To pulling up at the Halewood Sports Centre, which is actually gone now. It's actually in the new leisure centre. So I ran out the car over to the ambulance. They wouldn't let me in the ambulance. Then following the ambulance through the lanes, through the country lanes, through Widnes, taking us to Wiston. Yeah. And that was it. It just took me straight to everything. I just seen everything. For the first time, I'd really gone back and like analysed what happened. That like I knew what had happened and I could say it, but I'd never actually what like it was like I rewatched it and relived it. Yeah, and I just
seen it from your eyes. I was
like HD, and I just remember because I lost. Obviously, when they said, "Oh, we can't revive your dad in the hospital," I went mad. Yeah, I started going crazy, kicking things, smashing things, and just didn't know what to do. It was just weird. It was just bizarre. Watching it, do you know what I mean? From literally in the space of like 30 minutes, I've been playing on the streets with my mate outside Plantation School, to like looking at my dad lying there on a hospital bed. So I was holding his feet, just thinking like, wait, what's going on?
Come on, wake up.
Yeah, what's going on? And I was just like, I think he was dead at the actual leisure centre. And I think that's why they didn't let us in the ambulance. And they just like had to sort of look like they were trying to revive him when he got there. And it was like, there's nothing he could do. And then I was in the float, and I was like, the more I was saying, who am I, by the way, the stronger it was coming on. It was like it was telling me, it was like, all right, you want to know who you are? Here you go, fuck off. Yeah. Boom, here you go, fuck off, doing on this wormhole. I was like, and I just let this emotion of like, because like, when my dad died, it was, since I was 13, 14, it's always been a brave face. Don't cry in front of your brothers, don't cry in front of your mum. I actually used to cry sometimes in the shower. Yeah. That's where I'd let out in the shower. I'd be like, but if I seen them, I wouldn't. So like that, I carried that with me. And it's only since I've had kids now that I've gone, I used to think that was something manly.
To not cry.
I used to think, I don't cry, and now I understand it's not. It's the complete opposite.
Because it's a mantra we give young boys, especially. Don't cry, you're a girl, and it's
man up.
Man up, all that, and it's these mantras which have this is why the suicide rate, nowadays, especially with men, hitting the mid 30s, the 40s, like it's like nearly 90%. You know what I mean? And our boys are raised completely different from girls, and it's not okay to tap into your emotions, and it's not. It's not okay to cry and all that kind of stuff. And
I don't want my kids to think I don't cry. Yeah. And think, oh, my dad doesn't cry. I want them to know it's okay to cry.
It's okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And that I let out, and that brilliant. It was like one of the best floats I've ever had.
Yeah, wow.
And after that, I was just like, I didn't touch my phone for 2 hours. I was in Manchester, I was just floating.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, that's just, and it was like a release. It's like this release that had built up over like years. And I was like, wow. Yeah. And I was just like, it's powerful.
And that's the power in the tank, isn't it? And, you know, I know from my understanding, you know, it's a sensory deprivation tank. You're in this pod, and it really just creates the conditions for you to feel empty, you know, for you to feel still, deeply relaxed, puts you back in the parasympathetic nervous system, and you know, takes you into like a theta state of mind, you know, and that is the, you know, what we could call maybe the divine matrix, or the, you know, the gateway, I suppose, you know, being a meditation teacher and understanding brainwaves, etc., etc. And you know, even asking that question, who am I? You're very much like asking, who am I behind Lee Owens? Who am I behind the name, the personality, the form? And it's took you to an experience of, I suppose, just awareness, just this stillness awareness, you know, which is always there. And then, but there's an element of integration or a healing process that's happened where, you know, the traumatic events in that time when your father passed away, you know, it's been stored up in your body. You know, it's been stored up in the psyche, in the body. And then for you to have that experience, and then, you know, from my understanding of like shamanism and plant medicine, is they call it soul retrieval. You know, some elements of something that's been fragmented all them years ago was like reignited, you know, sort of reinstalled. And then to have that purge, you know, to cry, to let it all out. It's and that was probably the moment then when you thought, wow, floating is next level.
That's right. That's when like it really, because I know it wasn't floating wasn't my dream. I never had any dreams to open a float centre. And funnily enough, if Thomas wouldn't have come home, I don't think I would have been anything to do with the float centre. To be honest, it was sort of,
it's all interlinked, isn't it?
How mine and Michael's paths crossed, it was through Thomas being home, and then meeting in coffee shops for lunch.
So he's a friend of Thomas's, isn't he?
Yeah, I grew up with our Thomas. You have the same birthday?
No.
Is he the day after?
Day after or day before, Mikey.
Yeah, he's one of these, like they grew up together.
So he's almost like a brother, isn't he? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen Mikey grow up on our estate, yeah. I've known all about Mikey, so it was just weird the way that happened.
Because it was his idea, wasn't it? You know,
it was his idea.
Therapy,
he introduced me to it. I was on the cusp of starting my own kitchen company and designing kitchens. I had friends who'd offered me a lot of work, and it just made logical sense for me to go down that route. It was like an easy start, really. It was like, you know, start your kitchen business. There's X amount of jobs that'll get you on, and I was like, this is an unbelievable start.
Yeah, I'm in.
And also, I was going to buy a house, and then come across Mikey's path, and then everything just interlinks, and it was just, I'd met Mikey a couple of times, and it just happened. And then I even got the feeling before, I actually said to you, didn't I? There was, even before Michael had asked me, I said, I've got a feeling he wants me to help and come in. And I said it to Lauren, I said, if you ask me, you know, I've got this feeling, I want to do this. And then
it's definitely a two-man job, like, isn't it? You know, with the business, how you hold the space.
Yeah, it's more than 2 men. But yeah, and then he asked me, and then I went back to Lauren, and I was like, listen, we've got money here for the kitchen company and to buy a house. I was like, but I really want to, like, it was there. It was like this feeling of like, right. I couldn't explain it. Yeah. I was like, I feel like this is going to be something. I didn't know what. I didn't even really experience it, but it was just like, you just knew. Do you know what I mean? It was like,
it's like choiceless, isn't it? It's like something's guiding you. This is where you're meant to go.
And I sensed it before he even asked me. So it was like everything I was picking up on was happening. And I just said to Lauren, I went home and said to Lauren, I was like, listen, if we do this, I said, I need you, you've got to back me.
Yeah, I need you.
This could fall flat on its face, and I could be sitting here in next year or 2 years and thinking, I should have started that kitchen company, should have bought that house. And you know, it's been tough. It hasn't been plain sailing, do you know what I mean? It was, we took a lot of risk, and not just me and Michael, separately, as a family.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? For
There's a lot on the line.
Yeah. So,
because you had 2 kids at the time, and now you've got a third child.
Yes.
You know, so there's a lot of responsibility, and but what I really honour here is that you just followed something which you can't put your finger on it. You know, the intellectual mind couldn't even reason with it. It was an instinct, wasn't it? You know, it was an intuition that actually, I'm being guided here. This just feels right to me. And then fast forward to today, you know, you've opened up a centre on Dale Street in Liverpool. You know, you've got 3 incredible pods there with a 4th on the way. And, you know, you're open 7 days a week. And yeah, it's a business where, for me, you're offering a service of healing. You know, you're offering a service to the public, which is of a need. You know, and there wasn't any flotation tanks in Liverpool, was there?
Not at the time we opened, though. I mean, we have... Before we opened, the Echo done an article saying the first flotation centre in Liverpool. And then there's a few comments underneath saying, actually, 20 years ago, there was a float tank in Lark Lane. And we were like, oh, so that wasn't our idea, that was the Echo put that in. So it was like, we got a bit of backlash off that. It's a lot different to our tanks, are state-of-the-art tanks. A lot of the old tanks were like coffins and you could hear things outside happening, and ours is complete sensory deprivation. The walls are really thick. You know, you get your earplugs. I think the shop is just tailor-made for silence once you're in that room. But yeah, it is the first dedicated flotation centre in Liverpool.
Lovely. And you know, being in the float, I know it's that the water goes with the temperature of the skin, and it's got all kinds of minerals and salts in it.
It's got half a ton of Epsom salt in each tank,
and that's a massive benefit on the body, doesn't it?
It's got magnesium in there as well.
And it creates them conditions, doesn't it? Again, for almost like just to give people an hour. You know what I mean? But it's a very direct method. It's very like similar to meditation. For anyone who maybe doesn't meditate or hasn't got an active practice, it's like okay, go and have a float then instead. You're going to get the benefits to it. You know,
like sort of forces the meditation, floating. It's like it takes, like you're floating naked. There's nothing there at hand. You can't see nothing through your eyelids. It's black. It's like complete dark.
Nothing.
So like it's. Your first float's always strange for that reason, because you're like, what am I doing?
Not used to it.
No one's used to doing nothing. And then you're floating in a tank on Dale Street, naked, thinking, what's going on here? So it does take a while to get used to, but it forces the meditation. It like after like 20 minutes of the analytical mind slowing down, it puts you into like, it slows the brain waves down, especially if you've got the light off. It just... it forces that meditation on you.
And you know, you witness some people coming out the pods. There's a natural afterglow. The pod does the work, really, doesn't it? And you know, you witness some people change, and you're offering a great service. And I think as well with the centre itself, I'm guessing, only maybe talking from my own experience here, you know, owning a yoga studio, is the people that you're meeting. You know what I mean? You know, you're meeting so many different people from all walks of life who probably float all around the country, the world, and people are coming to Liverpool for business meetings, and you know, so like I suppose that's a really nourishing part of the work, that the people you're meeting, really.
That definitely wasn't a factor that I even thought about when I was opening it, but like the people that we've met, like even the story behind the 4th tank is like, you wouldn't believe it. It's like, it's crazy, do you know how things happen? So it's like, it's just, and they are all from different walks of life as well. Like, you'd think some people say, like, who's your crowd? Like, who comes? Is it all the yogis, meditators? And it's like, yeah, it is them, but it's like, it's also, there's a lot of young people, and there's a lot of older people who don't do any of that, but they're just coming because they're searching and they're looking for something. And a lot of it as well is like, now there's a lot of information out there about the pharmaceutical companies and the medication. Everyone's starting to start, oh, hang on a minute, there's something not right about this. You know, we are the product here in this system. Like, people are coming back to themselves. It's like some people have actually said, oh, like floating is like an escape. It's like an escape, isn't it? And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not an escape. It's the way back.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's not an escape.
Way back to a naturalness, isn't it? This essential radiance that is always there. And you know, I know what you're talking about here. There's a level of like, we are our own medicine, really, isn't it? And floating is a very holistic approach. And I know a lot more people nowadays that, you know, they are looking at different approaches, aren't they, when they're not so well. And you know, because the world isn't well, and there's a lot of disease going on. And really, you know, to a degree, when we're maybe referencing the likes of Greg Braden and Dr. Joe Dispenza here, who are like massive noises, you know, in the world of spirituality and science, is that you are the medicine. You know, you are the medicine, and the body actually knows what to do. And when we settle ourselves down, and when we just create a simple space for us to relax, you know, to go back to this naturalness, to feel this radiance, then the healing process occurs, doesn't it? You know, and I know that's what's really happening in the flotation tank. I mean, people are coming in just to see what it's all about and being a bit nosy, I suppose. You know, that's the nature of what people are like. And then all of a sudden, they're floating once or twice, and it's like, wow. Because you can't deny the feeling that you get from it. You know, and I for one have floated, you know, a number of times. You know, I haven't floated for about 6 weeks, but I was in probably every week, you know, once a week, and it's a massive part of a self-care program. So if we're going to talk about a self-care program, it's an opportunity for someone to really, you know, cultivate care for themselves. You know, I think it's an awesome business, and you know, again, the people that you're meeting, and for the periods, you know, you're both creating a service to the world, which is inspiring, you know, and when we really feel into that service to others, personally, I feel like that is the ultimate service, you know, and but also in line with the things that you value. You know, it's not like, I suppose it's not like going to work, is it, for the periods? You know, you're actually doing something that you love to do. You know, you're on purpose. Life's got an incredible amount of meaning. And so we can, you know, suppose we could call this the flow state. You know, you get up, you're just going to work, you're doing what you love to do, and in the process of that, a lot of people are benefiting from all walks of life. You know what I mean? And you're becoming a father. You know, you got 3 kids now, Lee. You know what I mean? Any more kids on the way, or
No.
You've had enough?
Yeah, I've always said I'd love loads of kids. But 3, I didn't realise how hard 3 was.
Yeah. I think Lauren's had enough, maybe.
Lauren's definitely had enough, yeah. But no, you know what? I always had that. I don't know why. I don't even know why. I think it's because my dad was from a big family. There was 12 of them. And I used to love Christmas, and you go round to me nan and granddad's Christmas, and it was just chocolate, and you get spoiled. And I was actually the eldest grandchild on that side.
Yeah.
You come home with a big wad of cash, you know, on Christmas, bouncing around. That feeling that you had though as well, that a family together.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When you're together, there's nothing.
A tight dynamic.
There's nothing better, and I think I always wanted. I don't know whether it was just because my mum and dad did, and I just used to see it. And now I've got 3 kids, like my mum and dad had 3 kids, but I always wanted all the kids. Yeah. But it's the space, isn't it? You need a big space. Absolutely. You need a lot of money. Yeah. You know, you don't need a lot of money, but I mean, it helps, doesn't it? You know what I mean? You know, you especially nowadays, you know, you do want your kids, you know, that first primal nature for us to have, you know, have a good house, have a safe environment for the kids to grow up in and to be nourished and to be educated in the right way. And you know yourself, when you've got that container of family, you know, you guys having you know, your youngest brother, that dynamic, there's an element that it's a safe default, isn't it? It's a go-to place. I've got my team here. And then obviously, you know, you have your extended family with your friends and the people you're hanging around with, all that kind of stuff. We are really lucky. We are really lucky though. Like that is like, sometimes I forget about that, but I think one of the major factors for me anyway is having Thomas and Michael. And we all read the same similar stuff. We're all talking the same talk. We all, there's accountability, an element of accountability there as well. Lovely. Like it's even like when when one of us goes to the gym, we all seem to be in the gym. Yeah. And when one of us aren't, it's like this weird connection. It's like it helps massively. Do you know what I mean? And it is. It's like I don't even know what to call it, but yeah, I think I've got like friends who I know are seeking to be around, you know, better people and. So for typically or generally speaking, people would probably have to go and join masterminds. Would probably have to go and, you know, maybe go to a course to try and meet people or move cities or countries a lot of times just to get around some good people. Whereas like for us, we're all there, really close. It's right there, And so I think like looking at that for accountability, and that is like. Just like I think, and I know for a fact that a lot of people would benefit from having the environment and a mastermind that you guys have got, and it shows, and it's you know, I for one, I feel like I'm a part of that container. Do you know what I mean? I love seeing you, I love hanging out, and we, you know, I know you and I, Lee, have spent incredible times together. You know, on the dance floor, off the dance floor, and you know, had many laughs. You know, and there's actually always been this really deep respect between one another. You know what I mean? And I want for, you know, I am for one.
holding that close to me, because, you know, people come and go, don't they, you know what I mean? And actually we're still here, we're still together, and, you know, we're still moving forward, and I want to bless you and your life, you know what I mean, and everything, you know, and your kids. So people want to get hold of you, Lee. You know, what's the situation there? Like, you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, you know, what's the situation with yeah.
I've got an Instagram account. I'm not active.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
No, Float Planet's got an Instagram account, hasn't
Float
it?
Planet's got Instagram, yeah. We've got Facebook and stuff like that. So, you know, we've got email addresses in there. So I'm pretty easy to get hold of.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah. I'm not off the radar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm with Instagram, what is it? Is it Float Planet Liverpool, is it? Or?
Yeah, float_planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we'd certainly recommend anyone to go and dive into the centre, because they're really friendly environments as well, and they come in, you know, you guys are up for you know, having a cup of tea and having a chat with anyone, and you make people feel incredibly welcome, and the centre's actually pristine as well. It's a lovely centre. So, you know, I invite everyone, you know, who's listening maybe today to get down to Dale Street, go and have a float, go and check what it's all about, and give it a good shot, you know what I mean, and maybe just very quickly tapping into anyone who is struggling and looking for a container and looking for a community. Then, you know, get down to Planet Yoga. You know, there's a massive container here. There's a community of people who are coming together, and it's actually one of our strap lines. It's Planet Yoga coming together, bringing people together. So, you know, if you feel like you are a bit lost and you're looking for something, there's a lot of amazing things happening in and around the city nowadays. And you just got to say yes. You just got to step up and ask yourself, not necessarily what's the worst that can happen, but what's the best that can happen. You know what I mean? What's the best thing that can happen today by saying yes, by diving into something new and meeting new people. There's something really beautiful about meeting new people, isn't there, and making new friends. And I know that's a quality that you both hold as well. So finishing off, Tom, anything else you'd like to share? Or
encouraging people to come and explore yourself and Planet Yoga. I mean, decided to get into my routine now every Friday, and I think at the start, because it wasn't anything something that I didn't grow up around people meditating or grow up around people talking about spirituality or anything like that, but just to, like, you know, personal development and spirituality's in that, as say I feel like saved my life. So a big part of my personal development's been yourself, Planet Yoga. So I'd encourage people to try it, and you know, even Friday's class, we were doing some of the Kundalini stuff. I don't know how you'd explain that.
Yeah, just embodiment, getting into the body.
But, like, really uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
But I haven't stopped thinking about it since.
Because I'm like,
and as I was doing it, I could just feel my ego, like, piping up as if to say, like, someone, mate, don't go too loud in case someone hears you. Make sure you're in rhythm. You know what I mean? But for me, just stepping into that outside of that comfort zone has served me beyond words. Like, I can't explain how much me being uncomfortable and going outside my comfort zone and taking risk has saved me in my life a lot. So I wish that upon everyone else's life, and I hope they come to Planet Yoga. I'm being
a football coach, you know, plugging your own business, you know, from the age range of what? Like
6, under 6. So any player under 6 all the way up to professional, Premier League.
Yeah, and how can people get hold of you? Is it Tom Owens UK?
Tom Owens UK, everything, all the handles, Tom Owens UK. Yeah, wherever you are, we are, I think. Yeah, lovely. If I'm doing a good job.
I like it.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, listen, that was it. It's been awesome having you here, you know what I mean? What a great conversation.
Thanks
I think we probably could have spoke a lot more about so many other things, but I felt like what we spoke about today has been incredibly inspiring, you know, educating people on what it means to step up and what it means to have a container of people around you, you know, and to feel into yourself, you know what I mean? And I, for one, have really enjoyed this conversation, and I wish you well, you know, in the future. Thanks, lads.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Creating Space is sponsored by the Scouse Guru app, an all-purpose meditation app that feeds into all your needs, developing peace of mind, increasing mental focus, lowering stress levels while discovering inner stillness, awakening your potential and educating you on all matters related to human behaviour and personal development. Download the app for free on the App Store or get it on Google Play today.